everyone. This is Sindhu. Today we are having a very informative Q&A session with none other than Mr. Kaveti Srinivas Garu, who is a very prominent and knowledgeable and extremely competent immigration attorney who also has roots from India but is now currently based from the USA. He is also a very passionate and humanitarian employer and also a good mentor for a lot of students and employees who he has helped over the years from all around the world through his law firm, KavetiLaw. You can check their website in the link from the description below. Today's session is going to be based on general and specific immigration queries and questions on immigration laws and the rights that protect immigrants specifically to the United States. So let's welcome him and get into it. Hi, Srinivas Garu. So let's get started. So today's topic would be discrimination laws, especially employment-based and housing-based against immigrants. Are you ready to get started?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So could we talk about discrimination laws in America in general first, just to give the listeners some context?
Yeah. First of all, we need to understand where this discrimination law started. It started actually with the civil rights movement. Because America, civil rights movement, everybody knows. Appadanta, because it's all slavery and because blacks were brought into America and slavery was there predominantly in America, the movement started with Martin Luther King saying, we also have to have equal rights, right to vote, right to go to school, segregation in the schools. Blacks were not supposed to go to schools and housing was not given. And that movement started from there, actually. Martin Luther King is like a Gandhi for America. So he started this movement, civil rights movement law. That is the origin of discrimination. Why? Because, when we see, of course, India was also ruled by Englishmen, but we didn't have a slavery. They were treating us like workers. And Panal treat world. But here they were treated, they were slaves, actually. So the black man was even tying up, white man was been tying the black man, and they were buying barter system law. They used to buy blacks, girls and boys and women. Our system ekkada ledu. If you see the history of the world, English ruled all over the world kadandi. And Sun has never said in British Empire annaru kada. If you see America also, America was also ruled by an Englishman. It was ruled by a Frenchman, Portuguese man, and Spanish guy. And of course, other people were also there. Before Anta, they were all native Indians. So what has happened, that has started from there, actually, discrimination laws. And it don't discriminate. And this also became very prominent in Europe because of human rights. And after the Second World War, Human Rights Declaration came. United Nations took over and a lot of declarations, a lot of, human rights, political rights, religious rights, and economic rights were together. So people were given some human rights in all over the world. I said everybody should be treated equally, equal protection of law. And this is slowly percolated into the constitutions of the world. And if you see the American Constitution or even English Constitution, Canadian and Australian, and India also took up all these things from all these constitutions. And this constitution is called grand norm as per the jurisprudence. Under the human values, because this is all based on Mali Bible. If you see Old Testament and New Testament, everything was there in Bible from good old days. So it has come from, again, morality and religion as a significance. Manadagar India, we had Dharma Shastras, but it was the old civilization. But in America, that was the origin in discrimination laws, was civil rights movement. That is the origin of discrimination.
So what does usually unlawful discrimination mean when people say about, let's say, for example, they talk about laws, right? When it comes to law perspective, which categories come under unlawful discrimination, like which is completely unlawful?
See, one must understand in Constitution there are three lists only. One is called state list, second is called federal list, and third is called concurrent list. What does
Uh-huh.
it mean? I mean, these are all legal jargons. And the state government has a liability. You're a citizen, you have certain rights and privileges, you're as a taxpayer, and even you're living in a federal system. And America has a federal system, and so is in India and Canada and other parts of the world. So the government, central government and federal government has certain obligations, and state has obligations too. And as a citizen, as a taxpayer in a democracy, we are paying a tax. They have to give us good policing. They have to give us good housing. They have to give us medical system,
Uh-huh.
education, and some sort of a protection to the country. And there's a military is there, police is there, good roads are there, sanitary system, education, hospitals. When there is an obligation on the state because you're paying a tax, and they're taking the money from you. They're obligated to give it to you. Similarly, you should all be treated equally. Because there are multicultural society, America, 190 countries in the world, they are living in America. If you see, America is a great country. 190 countries, Suboloka Motola.
The
And
melting
people,
pot of cultures.
yes, part of culture, they are all coming and living. Not everybody understand English, not everybody is educated, not everybody is privileged kada. People don't understand the rights and liabilities in this law. అందుకని ఏం చేస్తుంది all have to be protected. The equal protection of law, equality of law. Everybody should be treated equal. మీరేదో తెల్లవాడయ్యారు, మీరు బ్రౌన్ ఎడ్యుకేటెడ్ ఐటీ ప్రోగ్రామరు, లేకపోతే యూర్ అన్ అన్ఎడ్యుకేటెడ్ గా, యూర్ బ్లాక్, yellow, somebody coming from Spain who doesn't speak language. Everybody should be treated equally. They could not be discriminated. Ekkada, the first thing is when you're renting a house. Because if you see the history of America, there were segregations. Blacks were not given rents in certain places. Blacks were not allowed to go to certain schools. Blacks were not allowed to use the bathrooms. Blacks were not allowed to give vote.
Yes.
So they were not allowed to go to the hospitals. And then they were treated like animals. I mean, don't get me wrong, as slaves.
Yes. Yeah, I've read
So,
about it.
and they were not allowed to become a lawyer. They were not allowed to become a doctor. Many professions, they said, no, you can't come. These are our professions, honey. They said no. After the civil rights movement came, it came in the Constitution. They said, okay, you cannot discriminate in occupation. You cannot discriminate in housing, Fair Housing Act. You cannot discriminate at work. You cannot discriminate me. There was right of voting. And in the hospitals, schools, bathrooms, everywhere. That is called discrimination. That's where it started. It is also protected by the state law only and the federal law. You can complain to the federal authorities. You can also complain to the state authorities. The state has an obligation. The definition of state is federal and state only. Both have an obligation to protect us. Ipudu, for example, we came from India. We are brown looking guys. So, I mean, they said that because you're coming from a foreign country, you're a brown, black, or blue, whatever, you can't, you can't discriminate me based on my language, ethnicity, religion. But a lot of Muslims also come, Jewish people come, and so you cannot discriminate me based on my race, based on my color, based on my sexual orientation, based on my religious background, based on my nationality. Oh, he's coming from Bangladesh or Pakistan or from India. They can't discriminate. ఇవి కొన్ని ప్రొఫైలింగ్ చేయడానికి లేదని they put it in a state law and federal law. That's what the background is.
As we all saw in today's video, there are a lot of laws that protect immigrants from all kinds of discrimination. So we have covered about employment-based and housing-based discrimination today in different scenarios. Hope this video addresses some of the concerns which you guys might be having. And also, hopefully, this helps you guys to make a more informed decision about these kinds of scenarios in the future as well. For more informative content and videos like these, please like and share this video, and also do subscribe to KavetiLaw channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell below. The links to our socials also have been provided in the description below. Please follow us on our Instagram to know more about us, and also to get future updates about upcoming videos, collaborations, and other relatable and educational content. And for further assistance or any specific queries, please do book a consultation through the KavetiLaw website link, which has been provided in the description. I once again warmly thank Mr. Srinivas Rao Garu for taking time out from his busy schedule to educate all of us on immigration laws pertaining to specific queries, and also for sharing his knowledge with us. Thank you so much, guys. See you guys soon. Have a blessed rest of your day.